Welcome to this edition of Cautionary Tales from the Red Chair, brought to you by Jake
and Sam.
So, what do we got on the docket this week, kind sir?
Alright, well, right off the bat I want to talk about this one just because I thought it was kind of funny. I got to basically read this story when I was on the shitter, and I just thought it was the funniest goddamn thing because this basically says what I believe about all politicians today. And it's just in a nutshell. Basically, the story is San Diego mayor to undergo therapy.
Okay.
And right there, you know, I didn't have any idea what was going on about this. I was just like, therapy? Well, what the hell? I mean, that's pretty broad.
Probably sex addiction if it's a politician.
See, that's what my first thought was, too. It's either that or it's like chemotherapy, but they'd say chemotherapy,
yeah,
you know?
get the sympathy points in, like, San Diego mayor dying of cancer.
Yeah. So, the first thing that I thought was sex addiction as well, and bingo! He's basically been told... No, he's basically been told that he's sexually harassed numerous women in his staff and all that kind of stuff. But the funny part to me is that this seems to be like the go-to thing for anybody who gets caught doing this kind of stuff. And he gives you the broadest, just stupid... make you choose your own ending book comments.
Yeah.
That it's just like, seriously, I can't believe that every single politician can do this kind of stuff and get away with it. I just thought this was funny because this is literally what he says. Let me get to the quote. Okay. I'm responsible for my conduct.
Of course.
This intensive counseling will just be the first step. I must become a better person. My hope is by becoming a better person, I put myself in the position to someday be forgiven. I apologize to my staff. I apologize to the citizens and staff members who have supported me over the years.
No, only the ones with sweet asses.
No, he said the ones that supported me. So the other ones that didn't vote for me, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna go finger your mom. Like, basically, you know what I mean? But then it says, I apologize to the people of San Diego, and most of all, I apologize to the women that I have offended. The behavior I've engaged in over many years is wrong. That's actually the quote. And it's really hard. I had to read that like 5 times because I thought I was reading it wrong.
Yeah.
The behavior I have engaged in over many years is wrong. That's his quote.
Nice.
My failure to respect women and the intimidating conduct I engage in at times is inexcusable. It has undermined what I spent my whole professional life doing, fighting for equality and justice for all people.
Especially for the hotties.
Oh my God, I read that and I was almost crying. I was laughing so hard on the toilet. Like, seriously, that's got to be the funniest. Yeah, I'm just saying that I had to add that because it was one of the funniest things that ever happened to me, and it was kind of awkward because I was like, boop. It was kind of taking the magic out of the joke, but then again, it was just adding a little bit more because I'm a guy and I like fart humor just like every other guy. So, just the comments that he made there. Why is it that they can make the most broad, basic, just, it's my fault and I'm going to go get help and then it's going to be all right. I know I disappointed you, I broke your trust, but I'm going to get better, damn it.
Well, of course, they need a second chance. Mm-hmm. Well, because they don't want to lose their job. That's pretty much what it boils down to.
He's going to a 2-week in-care treatment facility. And you know what that means. He's going to a 2-week cushy fucking spa, and it's going to be paid for by the taxpayers because he's going to be using probably...
socialized healthcare, which would probably be covered under healthcare because now he's saying it's some disease or mental disorder, so it should be covered by his socialist
medicine. Apparently, though, he was caught making lewd comments and actually like grabbing girls and stuff like that. And then he was
drunk with power.
Yeah, and then he would make sexual innuendos towards them as well. Like
what other innuendo are you gonna make towards them?
That is true. Maybe like pride innuendos, or I don't know. Like you're doing a good job. I really like it. And then she walks away, just be like, yeah, she's horrible, but I like that ass that she's walking away. You know?
That's still sexual.
I don't know. Yeah, well, not to her face.
That's the best part.
No, I'm just saying, though, that to me is the craziest goddamn thing that nowadays all they have to do is be like, well, I'm going to go get help for it. What? Yeah. You're going to go get help for it? What do you mean by help for it? You've been doing this for the last 20 years and you think going through a 2-week fucking seminar is going to be okay? And we all know that you're not going to an actual fucking rehab thing. Rehab is where they set you in a fucking cell and they go, here's a blanket. If it gets too hot, take it off. If it gets too cold, put it on. You get no other amenities.
Well, that just shows the difference between the socioeconomic class and how you're treated by law enforcement.
Exactly.
If you murder one person in the ghetto, they're gonna kick in your door, shoot your dog, throw you up against a wall, and handcuff you. But if you kill 100 million people, like some of these big corporations do, they'll be like, bring, hey, yeah.
Here's a tax write-off.
Mr. Big Corporation, we would like to bring you in for questioning. What would be good for you? You know what I mean?
Never.
Yeah, exactly. And then
get back to my lawyer on that one.
Because I was just seeing some in the headlines even today where the Halliburton's fine for the oil spill is just minuscule in comparison.
And they still haven't paid a lot of stuff either.
It's just like,
because they got fined on the state level as well.
Well, as well they should. They destroyed that coast.
Yeah, and they didn't pay the states yet. They paid the people, and then they paid the federal ones, but they're still in court over the state fines.
Well, the state is pretty impotent.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because it has no fucking money anymore.
Exactly. How are you going to pay for lawyers? All these people can get together and pay for lawyers. Federal government, I mean, they print their own money. They can pay.
Well, and because of the drug war, we can't take any of our DAs off any of the other cases to put them on something like this either. They've got to get those fucking marijuana smokers off the street.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all kind of bunk when you think about it in the first place. But we kind of, we kind of stretched this one out from the original portion of what the conversation was about on a politician never having accountability for what he says.
That still has a lot to do with it, because you could... you can definitely make the transition between that and the war on drugs.
But what I'm trying to say is we're getting off to the corporation. What I was talking about is one person, like Anthony Weiner.
Yeah.
Did you hear that stupid shit about him when he came out and he actually basically... in the whole sense of the way, didn't even admit that he did anything wrong. He just admitted, well, I told you this was going to come out, and it did.
What? All it was more sexual pictures.
But the thing was, it happened 2 months after he said that it stopped, because he was in a magazine that said, I feel like a changed man, and about the story about how him and his wife worked through this.
Yeah, that's called fucking diversion.
Exactly. So people are up in arms about this kind of stuff, and all he's got to do is come out and be like, I told you it was going to come out.
Did he withdraw from the race?
No, he's still in. I just think that kind of stuff is funny. We're supposed to think that these people don't have weird histories behind them, or
exactly.
I mean, you don't get into that point of power without stepping on somebody's foot every now and then.
I mean, you're 100% right, because if you're a sociopath nut job, that's the only way you're going to get to where you can be in power.
Yeah.
Because if you're a normal person, they push your ass out quick as fuck. It's just basically when that kind of mentality is encouraged, what do you expect to happen?
Yeah.
If it's kill or be killed attitude in essence, to get to the top, you're gonna get sociopaths and psychos in there. That's just the way it is.
Nobody else wants to put up with the bullshit.
That is true. So maybe that's why CEOs and stuff get paid so much that they do. It's basically supply and demand economics. Yeah. There's X amount of jobs, huge corporations that need people that are just soulless and heartless to make these decisions, and there's only X amount of people in the world that can.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is justified that they make 500% more than their average employee. No, not a good rationale.
Well, the capitalism in you is showing.
Which is I'm not much of a capitalist.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of surprised that even came from you.
I'm just being a devil's advocate here. You know, hey, maybe that is the way.
You usually leave that to me and then say that same remark. Your capitalism is showing.
Well, of course. I guess maybe I'm getting conservative in my old age.
Yeah, what is that? If you're young and not a liberal, you don't have a heart. If you're old and not a conservative, you don't have a bank account.
But mine really isn't business.
Diversify your portfolio, Jake.
Damn it. I put too much in those junk bonds.
Yeah, I just find it funny that anything that these guys can do now, and all it is a sorry.
Oh, exactly. There's
I'm getting help for it.
There's no accountability. I mean, when you can go as far as to having the commander-in-chief basically say, yeah, I will execute American citizens without any jury. I'll be judge, jury, and executioner with this drone strike where they killed that 16-year-old American kid. Right there, that's to me is like, that's the ultimate of not being held accountable. Okay, that's precedent now that you can just kill me anytime you want for no fucking reason just because you say, oh yeah, he's probably a terrorist. I don't give, and you know what? I'm going to go on a limb and say, fuck it. Even if he is a terrorist, he is an American citizen. He still deserves due process. I don't give a shit who you are. You're a terrorist. That's the whole. But that gets into a whole philosophical argument about how do you fight the war on terror. Do you fight it with the military? Do you fight it as what I think it really is kind of a criminal issue, where you should fight it with intelligence and a police force, as opposed to a big hammer away at a whole region? It should be more. So is that
what NATO should turn into? Is actually like a global police force instead of a global
military?
Well, it's not even a global military. It's supposed to be a global defense measure.
Yeah. Well, I think they should, because they should definitely open up a wing of where they do the intelligence and stuff like that.
But the problem is with doing something like that is who's accountable?
Who watches the watchers?
Yeah.
Who watches the fucking watchers now?
Well,
it's going to be
there's a difference, though, is if the watchers right now in our country, anyway, do something stupid for long enough, riots happen and they get killed.
Exactly. Well,
if it happens on a worldly level, where are you going to riot?
Exactly.
Who are you going to kill?
Well, yeah, I would. You're 100% right. I retract that. I would not want the UN or NATO to do it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I think
that sounds completely opposite of what my typical beliefs are. I'm being like completely on the flip side.
Whatever you are, and that's why I'm trying to press the issue. It's like, what next?
I know, pretty soon you're going to tell them the NSA is for our benefit.
That's what I'm saying. And the Federal Commission should be double the size.
And you know what the Federal Reserve is? A mighty organization.
Exactly. In fact, I'm donating to them.
Yeah, I would say we've haven't podcasted in a long time. So I think I just completely forgot who I am.
You would blow my mind if you said something like that. Yeah, I left everything I owned to the Federal Reserve in my will.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, guess what? I just went to Walmart and picked up a few things. You'd probably shit your pants.
No, I just did that. Didn't you hear? That's where we got started.
Yeah, exactly. You're already done with that. So, okay, you would just piss yourself.
Oh, I'm up for that.
Oh, always. Especially after a couple Northeasts.
Yep, exactly. I'm going to be doing it anyway, so you might as well show me. No, I lost train of thought on that one. Choo-choo. I got a little head rush from that cough right there. I didn't know that was coming.
You paid good money for that cough.
That's what I'm saying. Well, maybe that was my story.
I guess. Moving on. So I found these random things called lateral thinking puzzles. Have you ever heard of these?
Yes, but before you do, what? I just want to say this on some kind of a record. They found the bubonic plague in California again.
you needed to mention that?
I did. I thought it was hilarious. The last time they found it was in 1924.
Was it affected in animals, or is this 1924 where it actually transported?
No, in 1924 there was a couple of people that actually got sick by it, but they have ways to treat it now.
Oh.
And it was from rats that came.
Do they use leeches?
I don't know.
To treat it?
I didn't read that far. But it was from rats that came on ships someplace over.
Probably from England.
Okay, but yeah, then this time it was in ground squirrels in 3 state parks.
So, if there's like rednecks eating squirrels, could they potentially be bubonic plagued?
I believe
hillbillies.
I mean, I'm not sure if you cook it, if it would kill that, but I don't.
But don't they eat it raw, like the liver as like a sacrifice after the kill? Like, I'm gonna eat its heart and take all of its power.
I've never heard of that, but then again, I've never really gone hunting with hillbillies, as you stated. So,
what? I thought you went hunting squirrels with Jamie, your ex-brother-in-law, who's from Kentucky.
Oh yeah, there was another guy that was from here as well. So we kept him in line of going, whoa, 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 what are you doing, man? You don't go to the other side of the tree. You an idiot? People can get killed that way.
Wow.
Yeah, he was just dumb like that. But anyway, we're getting off topic. Yeah, bubonic plague, ground squirrels, California.
Okay, so we had to get back on topic just so you could make a summation of what you said.
Exactly. Now we can go to that.
Oh, well, I was having fun riffing about hillbilly zombie squirrel.
Hillbilly zombie squirrels? That sounds sweet. We should make a cartoon.
Should we?
Patented.
What would this cartoon consist? Like how? Obviously, we know the origin story. A rat bites a ground squirrel somehow, or do they have sex? Is it transmitted via
lice?
Interspecies lice. That's a good. Isn't that how it was spread?
Yes.
Via human.
Yes.
So what you're telling me is not to get a pet squirrel from California.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
So they closed all state parks?
Just the 3 right now is what I heard.
Oh, that they were discovered?
Yeah.
Was it Northern California or Southern?
I didn't read that.
You need to do more research on
this. You need to shut up. Okay. You got the Google machine right in front of you.
You're telling me the Black Death is headed our way and you do not know specifics?
It's not headed our way.
Well, it's
South California.
Everything blows from the west to the east, sir.
It's headed off by the mountains.
Those mices and fleas cannot get through the Rockies.
Exactly. They can't go over.
Why not?
Because
they're like a storm system. They just break up.
It's too high.
Yeah. I still don't buy it. We need to do some get to the bottom of this.
The Black Death. So if you notice some dude with boils, get the fuck away.
Yeah, that's what the zombie apocalypse is gonna be.
Hey, with the homeless population in California, I could actually see something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't let them get down to the Venice Beach boardwalk.
Yeah, no doubt.
You fucking hobo zombies everywhere.
What is it, like in Vegas, there's supposed to be like 17,000 homeless people that live in the tunnels underneath?
Oh, that'd be so disgusting.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the smell of that place?
Oh my god, yeah, it's gotta be bad.
It would.
I wonder if there's like certain spots where you're supposed to go to take a shit or something.
There'd have to be, because you know it's hot as shit in Vegas during the day.
Yeah, but the tunnels are like 20 feet under the ground,
so it's like it'll keep it
like natural air conditioning.
I suppose that's the only way they can live there.
Yeah,
because they couldn't sit on the street.
No,
they'd bake.
Pretty much. It's either that or I've seen those guys that they have like the whale fishbone drinks. And nice. I saw one set of them that actually had a sign that said, "We're not going to lie. We want money to drink."
I bet you they got more money that way.
Well, they were both passed out in the skywalk with that sign out. Yeah, with that sign out, and they both had those whale fishbones around their neck. And they were empty. So I bet you basically what they did was like, well, let's pass out, put the hat out. When we wake up, hopefully we got enough for another whalebone.
You know, in all honesty, that is a pretty brilliant way of living life. If all you want, like, dude, all I really need from life is just booze. And people will just give me money. I don't have to do anything, just need to sit there. I got this place in this tunnel, and I'm fucking this little nappy, haggard chick that she comes around every time she's lonely. I mean, I got a maid in the shade.
We were talking about if a girl looked clean or not.
Hey, I'm putting myself in I'm speaking from my perspective in my life stature. I'm getting in the head of this homeless guy.
I like this dirty ass Jake. This guy sounds like he can party. Doing meth in the tunnels. Yep. Like, yeah, let's go skating in the carts. Tunnel racing.
Hey. That would be legit. You just throw your fedora out every day. People just throw money in it. You don't even have to, like, how if I'm not even begging? I just gotta look like shit and have a hat.
And pass out on the street.
Yeah, I could be a rich person.
Just be sober enough to when people go by, you go, yeah. And if you don't fall over, you get at least $1.
Exactly.
If you do fall over, you might get $5.
You have to put on a show. Because me personally, I don't just give people money. If they're singing, dancing, playing a musical instrument, doing something entertaining, I'm more apropos to just be like, here, have my $5, as opposed to, hey, you got $5? No. Because that was a terrible sales pitch, and you didn't earn it, sir.
Yep, no doubt.
If you come up with like a 5-minute long sob story, I'll be like, yes, I'll pay for that, because that was a well-composed sob story. I know it's 100% bullshit, because I just saw that guy give you $30. And all you said you needed was $30. So why are you still telling me you need $30?
Yeah. Well, I did that down in Atlanta when we were down there. This guy had this fucking story, and I'm going to say, most of the time when they come up with those stories, all you got to do is ask them a couple of key questions.
Yeah.
And then they do the basically, you got me. You know, and they on to the next guy. They don't even want to waste time with you then. This guy literally sat on the sidewalk with me. Literally sat down and started talking to me on the curb because I was asking him question after question.
So it was basically a bullshitter off.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, he was prepared. He had on-time answers to every single question. I mean, he was snap, 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 right on ball with me.
Yeah.
And so finally, you know, I gave him a 20. And I was just here you go. And he was even doing, give me your address and I'll mail it back to you. I was like, no, man, you deserve that.
His ass was going to be showing up at your house if you did that.
And
You got a place to stay, man?
Well, in Minnesota, really. Hey, those can't really grift like that in here.
Hey.
He can do that 365 down there, but he can't really do that.
He could be a super tramp on his way through and be like, I know this motherfucker up in Minnesota.
I'm going to steal his shit.
Yeah, he's good for $20.
But, he, happily walked away with it. And everybody that I was with was going, that guy was scamming you, right? I mean, I had hoped that you were smart enough to do that. And I was like, dude, he's probably driving away in a Mercedes. I'm saying that guy was good. He was good at what he did, and he was the best grifter I've ever heard in my life. He had an answer to every question I gave him, and it wasn't
So what had happened?
Exactly. He was Mr. Johnny on the spot.
He was going to make $1 million either scamming fools on the street or making like movies, writing scripts.
That's what I'm saying. And he chose one. But I was willing, and I was willing to pay for it because I was absolutely entertained by what happened there. I was just like, holy shit! I wonder how long he's been doing this, or if he's just that good.
Yeah, he's just probably just smooth talking fool.
He might have been. Because I can do that.
I suppose if that's your job, you've heard every rebuttal in the book, damn near.
You've heard me. I mean, I can do that kind of shit with anybody, too. I can start lying up a fucking storm. If I don't like him and I just want him to get the hell away, I will fucking tell him I was the president of the United States, but unfortunately I got pneumonia, and so I bowed out of the race, and I gave it to him. I don't give a shit. Whatever they'll believe, I'll tell them at that point.
Yeah.
But the part that I thought was hilarious at this one was I didn't stop until the point where he actually bowed me out. Where I was just like, I have no more questions for you. It seems like you have lived a rich and full life. And at this point, I do not want to be the one that hampers you from going on your merry way and continuing this rich and full life.
You've obviously become accustomed to a lifestyle. So here's the
I had no idea you were a prince of Africa, and I know you will mail it back with interest. So
is that the son of a bitch that was sending out those emails?
Yeah, I think so. But I'm just saying, that guy was damn good, and so I paid him $20 just because I was like, shit, I picked the bout, and you beat me, man. I knew you weren't giving me shit except for satisfaction if I got you.
Yeah.
But you got me, so that's like going to the casino and putting money down. You can't go, whoa, split that. I know I lost it all, but give me $5 back.
Is he like a creepy dude, or is he pretty, like, genteel looking?
He was pretty.
Like, was he gruff?
No, he wasn't like dirty and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he wasn't by any means clean. Like he just took a shower, but standing outside in Atlanta all day,
make you dirty.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's not the cleanest place I've ever been in my life, and it's hot.
Yeah, hot Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they call it, that, sir.
I mean, so I can understand if he was doing that since 8 o'clock in the morning. It was.
How do you approach you? Like he's just like, yo, let me talk to you, sir.
Just the normal approach of, excuse me.
Well, he went white on you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
did you mention he was black, or no?
You just automatically assumed that.
Shit, my racism is showing. Yes, I got my capitalist and racist dick just hanging out.
I didn't say anything about his color. You just
assumed.
Yep. You just went Atlanta.
Most likely black. Okay, so
either he's got a southern drawl. Yeah, exactly. Excuse me, kind sir.
Bubbling. Go fetch Jimmy from the lawn.
Where did that come from? What fucking old English? I know. What, now you're a plantation owner? Holy shit, man. You know, our one black listener is going to be really mad at you now.
Hey, he knows I'm down. Look at this curly hair. Yeah. I got a little touch of the tar brush.
I just think that's hilarious. Any accent you do ends up sounding like you're fucking Italian, except for if you try to do a southern accent. Southern accent's like Old English. Like, maybe you can do all these accents, you just don't know which order they're in. You're like dyslexic accent.
We should make up a long-ass Greek-sounding name for that.
I'm just saying we should do this one time or having like flashcards.
Exactly, like
flip it over and be like a Japanese accent.
Oh, thank you very much.
I could just see you doing that.
That was a pretty decent Jap.
Oh, that's grand. I love it. Oh, you are the most racist bastard I know.
I'm not racist at all. I just love having fun with stereotypes.
Yes, you do.
In very crude accents, if you will.
Crude at best.
Crude at best.
Can't even do a foghorn leghorn. That's all you got to do for a southern accent.
I'll say, hey, Jimmy. No. And
then he goes Elvis on us, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, then we're done with the impersonation part of the podcast.
I'm having a lot of fun in this.
Just throw some at me. Let's see what I can do.
Impressions or accents? Scottish.
Oh, good day, Charlie. He's gonna cry himself to sleep with his huge pillow.
That's when you first started with like an Australian or something. And then all you did was recite a line from a movie. Oh, this show is getting entertaining now. Let's hear French.
Oui, mon frère, you want to be... No. Cutting a Russian at the end?
Yes, you did.
Would you like croissant? Yes, oui.
Oh.
Lucas, just say merci, frère.
I don't know if I can keep this up. My cheeks are hurting. Let's go to the hypothetical question.
No, they weren't hypothetical. They were lateral thinking.
Okay, lateral thinking.
You've heard of these, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna. This one will be like a test one. First off, I don't know. Really, it'll just be a question.
Yeah, basically, you can't really test a question like that. Like,
I'll give you the answer before
100 people surveyed.
Show me virgin birth.
Yep.
Sorry, it'll make sense when I read the question. Okay, a woman gave natural birth to 2 sons who were born on the same hour of the same day of the same month of the same year. But they were not twins, and she had no access to a time machine. How could this be?
I didn't really follow that.
So basically, she had two sons. She gave natural birth to two sons that were born at the exact same time.
Grandson and a regular son?
Ooh, that was a good one. No, but that's not the answer that they were looking for. They were just looking for it was a set of like triplets or quadruplets. It's not twins, but it's two born at the same time. But grandson, that I like that. That was a much. You were laterally thinking the shit out of that. Because it is a son. It doesn't say like.
No, there's no specifications that I'm getting here.
Yep, that was a good one. I like your thinking. You're nailing this. That's pretty good. All right, next one. A man was driving alone in his car when he spun off the road at high speed. He crashed through a fence and bounced down a steep ravine before the car plunged into a fast-flowing river.
Ooh.
As the car slowly settled into the river, the man realized that his arm was broken and that he could not release the seatbelt and get out of the car. The car sank to the bottom of the river. He was trapped in the car. Rescuers arrived 2 hours later, yet they found him still in the river, but alive. How come?
Because of the air pocket on the top of the car.
Air pocket, top of the car. The water in the river only came up to the man's chest.
Bam! I'm 2 for 2, bitches.
Technically, let's go to the judges. Judges?
Air pocket in the car. That's fucking right.
Air pocket in the car. Technically. Why is there an air pocket in the car? But because it only went up to the chest. So, okay, I'll give it to you. You're 2 for 2.
What are you talking about? That's not even a question.
Yeah, it was. Because air pocket... All right. You got it. Number 3.
You're just jealous.
I am. I'm just kind of impressed. Okay, a police officer saw a truck driver clearly going the wrong way down a one-way street.
Bastard.
But he did not try to stop him. Why not?
Clearly going down the wrong side. And he said it's a trucker?
Yep, a truck driver was clearly going down the wrong way.
It's a construction truck.
Down a wrong way street. No. I'll give you a hint.
Road's under construction.
The truck driver was not in reverse, nor was he any particular emergency.
I still like my answer.
Okay. No, the solution is the truck driver was walking. You're just staring
I still like my answer.
I like it too. All right, number 4. A man buys rice at $1 a pound from American growers and sells them at 5 cents a pound in India.
You're an idiot.
As a result of this, he becomes a millionaire. How come?
Because the exchange rate.
The answer they're looking for is the man is a philanthropist who bought great quantities of rice to sell to poor people at prices they could afford. He started out as a billionaire, but lost so much money in his good works that he became a millionaire.
These are ridiculous. These can't even be one to answer questions yet.
Yes.
Well, I've proven it. There's other things.
That is true. But I'm just saying. That's what they're lateral thinking.
Fucking air pocket.
Alright, last one. A New York City hairdresser recently said that he would rather cut the hair of 3 Canadians than that of 1 New Yorker. Why would he say that?
Because they're fucking rude.
Because he would earn 3 times as much money. That one really didn't make sense to me.
That's the exchange rate.
Oh. No, because
he had 3 people.
No, because what it's basically saying is he'd choose in between. Would you
yes, he'd get 3 people instead of 1, but he wouldn't have 3 times the amount of money. He'd just have 2 more haircuts.
That is true, because you would already have one.
So your answer's wrong, bitches.
Yeah, you motherfucking lateral thinkers. out there, what are you thinking laterally about?
Because he's going to get one patron to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. He's guaranteed to cut some fucking hairs.
Yep.
Be it Canadian or American.
So it wouldn't be 3 times. He'd have to have 3 extra people to get that.
Unless he's going to, make the Canadians pay more. Because they're out-of-towners and they don't know any better.
Fucking Canucks.
Exactly. Hey, can we get a haircut, eh, there?
Don't litter, eh?
Hey, you hoser, you charged me $20 for the haircut, and this guy only $15. What the heck, you hoser?
So you can do a Canadian, but it's kind of crossed with Chicago.
Well, I'm doing right, across the Michigan, Lake Michigan. This is the border. It's the border town. We're right on the other side of
the Bears.
The Bears, eh? Ooh, so sorry, this caught my attention off to the side. I heard apparently Emma Stone has a sex tape.
That'd be awesome.
Before she was famous, even.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to find that on the old Google machine.
She was young and needed the money.
But I think she probably came up in that era where it was, you have to have a sex tape to be famous. A la Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton style.
That's, I don't know really who Kim Kardashian is other than the name. I have no idea why she's famous.
For a sex tape.
Really?
She fucked, Brandy's brother? And there was a sex tape, and I guess people just thought she was so fucking hot. They're like, oh, we gotta know who this girl is. And then it became like a reality show.
Weird. But yeah, I was gonna say Paris Hilton has no fucking talent whatsoever. So
she just got shat out of the right vagina.
Yeah, pretty much. And I would say Emma Stone actually didn't need something like that. Well, maybe she's actually got talent.
Yeah, maybe she was just trying to get discovered.
Like,
so she's like, hey, a sex tape will help
Lawrence Fishburne's daughter did that.
Nice.
When she turned 18.
Is she even hot?
I don't know.
Well, then I really don't care. Basically, if they're not hot, I don't want to see them naked.
That's bullshit. I've seen some of the girls you've nailed.
Shh.
You're Miss Right Now.
What?
I said you're Miss Right Now.
I'm talking about celebrity style.
Oh, well, I know you'd fuck any celebrity just to have the story of fucking a celebrity, so you can't lie to me on that one either.
But fuck the Queen of England just to have the story.
Oh, I would definitely nail Betty White, because who the hell in our generation would be able to say, I nailed Betty White?
In our generation, probably not many.
Bam! So I would do that.
But a lot of people in the world could probably say that.
Well, you just gotta understand, having sex back then was like having a handshake. I mean, it's just like, oh, nice to meet you. Wait. Right in them.
Everything was clean back then.
Oh, damn straight.
Spick and span.
Those were the golden ages.
The silent film era.
Yep.
Silent porn era.
I've often said that, though. That's the only cool part about the idea of immortality. Is being able to see all the different changes that would happen through, civilizations.
Like there's the technology changing.
Well, not just the technology, but to be able to see the differences and just how people interact as well. Because you got to admit, if somebody from, let's just say, back to the time that this country was actually founded,
yeah.
If 2 white guys, because that would make the whole scenario easier, if they met each other, for the general stereotype, it was more civilized than it is today, just because you couldn't walk up and go, fuck you, man. That dude would pull out a knife and shank you, or he'd fucking pull out a pistol and shoot you, and he was justified.
Challenge you to a duel at a later date.
And he would be justified in doing so, because you didn't do that shit at that time.
But, yeah.
I mean, it was just more social, let's just put it, everybody had respect towards everybody else because you couldn't do that kind of stuff.
So, do you think we should go back to the Wild West type era where you can...
Well, I've always been a fan of Anarchy.
Noon. Always a fan.
I'm not a punk rocker by any means.
But just the general state of anarchy.
Yes.
So that's why you support the Second Amendment, I see. So you can challenge to a man to a duel.
No, I'd support mostly the First Amendment just so I have the right to say I believe in anarchy. Because if it ever came down to it, you might as well take them all away.
But do you think there ever can be such a thing as anarchy? Because even if it starts as an anarchy, there's gonna eventually...
then it becomes warlords, and it eventually evolves back into what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always going to be people that are...
There'll be moments of maybe chaos. But even within a disarrayed group, you're gonna find an alpha that's gonna be the leader... and shit like that.
Well, that would happen the minute that they said it was anarchy.
Exactly. You'd be like, oh shit, who am I going to,
there would be groups forming.
Exactly. So it's just like, I don't think there is such a thing as anarchy. That's impossible.
But that's why I believe in it.
Because
it's impossible to obtain. It's like true communism. It's just impossible, because there's always going to be that one douchebag.
Exactly.
And that one douchebag is going to be the guy that actually wrecks true communism, wrecks true anarchy. I mean, one guy that doesn't put up with it. He always is the dude that fucking wrecks it for everybody else.
Yeah, the one that gets all greedy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's usually what happens. That's why I've always said you can't have like a purely socialistic or communist society unless it's under 100 people. Because if you don't know them by name...
you're less likely to care about.
Exactly. If you are like, I'm literally going to have to look at you in the face every day after I just fucked you over. Not going to happen.
Well, that's proven every day.
It can happen.
When people can mug somebody and kill them for $20 and then take their sneakers because they're the same fucking size. I mean, that's just... it's one of those things where I don't know how somebody can look at somebody and be like, yeah, you're worth $20 to me and some shoes.
Yeah, that is just a blatant disregard for life.
Yeah. So... anytime you can get to that point in the civilization, you can definitely say that anarchy has a foothold, but it's never going to take over completely, because there's always going to be the people that are just like, really? You're going to kill somebody for $20 in his shoes? Well, then you're going to be in prison for the rest of your life, you know?
Or we're just going to get together and fucking hang you.
Yeah. I mean,
lynch mob.
It's just when civilization takes over, people don't only allow so much shit. I mean,
exactly.
Riots happen, all that kind of shit happens.
I mean, it goes vigilante super quick if left to the masses.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Trayvon Martin thing. Yeah. Shit, that's almost gonna go vigilante. I mean, that dude, that Zimmerman guy, is going to have to look over his shoulder for the rest of his life.
Well, I said that when he was in the trial, though, I was looking at it going, the shitty part about it for him, and I'm not saying one way or another that it should or shouldn't happen, if I like or dislike, I dislike him. But anyway, whatever happens in his life, he's never going to escape. You're George Zimmerman.
Exactly.
I mean, any fucking... application he puts in, anywhere.
He's gonna have to start using an alias at Starbucks.
Yeah.
So they're like, George Zimmerman?
My name is Jorge.
Jorge something else. I can't come up with the last name.
Alejandro. Yeah, it's just, whatever happens to him, he's always going to be that guy, and everybody's going to know it.
Exactly. Poor guy.
I am so glad I didn't take a drink right there. That would have been all over the
microphone. Sorry. I heard about this case too that I can't remember where it took place, but it was basically like one of the same scenario that they're trying to paint as the Trayvon Martin case, but where it involved a black guy who shot like a white 17-year-old.
Oh.
And he got off.
He's like he's in jail.
No, he got off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, because for the same thing. It was because the teenager, he's like, it all started like these three kids, white kids, were breaking into cars on his block. And he's this huge black dude, like NFL lineman, huge. And so he runs out there and it's like, hey, stop. You're gonna stay here till the police come, he's gonna turn him in, do the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. And then one of the kids like, turns around and is like gonna charge him, like, I'm gonna get you, and then the dude just shot him. Killed him dead. and he got off.
Yeah, at that point, you don't know he's 17.
Exactly, but he got off, so what the fuck? Why didn't us...
That's a little bit of a different story, though. I mean, he was on his own property telling him that you guys...
chase him down the street.
Oh, well...
Just like...
We're talking about a 15-minute chase that happened with Zimmerman, though. That's the part that I couldn't understand.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They tried to, like, use this story to paint, like, oh, see, this black guy did the same thing to a white kid, and we didn't riot, and he got off, so why can't it be the same thing? But exactly, that's where it fell apart with me, too, you know, as well. It's just kind of like, George Zimmerman was essentially stalking this kid.
Yes.
Granted, you know, regardless if he's good, bad, indifferent, he wasn't committing a crime at that point. I'm not saying he's never committed a crime, never would commit a crime, but at that moment, he wasn't.
But isn't that a crime that Zimmerman committed, being a stalker?
No, you have the freedom to follow somebody.
I guess you do.
You know what I mean? And he was doing his duty, his neighborhood watch, apparently. I mean, they both made fucking terrible decisions that night. There's no two ways about it.
Hey, I'm just going to say, though, if somebody's following me like that, I'm going to attack them, too.
Amen.
Preemptive strike.
Amen.
But there's no reson that you should be following me. So
if you're going to start beating the hell out of some dude and he shoots you, I mean, fuck, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, well, yep, shouldn't have jumped into a gunfight barehanded.
Either that or you don't try to get up and run. You just keep pummeling the dude. You don't stop and ask him who he is. Then you call the cops and been like, yeah, some dude jumped me and I fucked him up.
Exactly. But, yeah, just, I don't know. The main thing is pointing out how the media has spun it into such a racial thing. When, you know, white people didn't get bent out of shape when that guy got off. White people didn't get bent out of shape when OJ got off.
Yeah, I do think it's funny how they made this a whole race war about whites and blacks, and I looked at it and he's fucking Mexican and black. Exactly. Why is this a white-black thing? White people didn't give a fuck about this.
Because he's part Jewish.
I'm just going to say, nobody that I've talked to that's Caucasian has, or crack up for anybody else who needs to know what that is. But nobody has said anything about this one way or the other. It's just, especially when the trial was going on, I didn't know anybody who cared about it. They were just all saying, oh, I wonder what happens.
Well, they created this to, you know, it's basically a diversion to get away from, you know, IRS going after the conservatives, the NSA, the Michael Hastings.
It's not even FEMA. It's not even an issue to white people, though, that I know. Maybe someplace there is some stupid white person that was just like, hey, this has nothing to do with me, I should get involved.
The only way it has to do with white people and why you're getting any reaction probably from any white people is because you've made white people feel like we're racists for being white and some Mexican shoots a guy. That's the only, you know, anger that I have towards it is I'm like, okay, this Latino shoots a guy and my whole race gets indicted?
Yeah, well,
I'm not saying we don't have plenty of things to be blamed for.
Yeah, well, you're right, Jake. Everybody knows that when you heard a Mexican shot a black guy, you secretly went, yes!
Exactly.
I mean, that's basically what I got from the whole media thing.
I'm riddled with white guilt, so don't bring that shit on me.
You were raised Catholic, and you have Italian blood, so that's some guilt shit right there.
No doubt.
Yeah, I don't understand who this was that started the whole white people are pissed off thing, because that, to me, was just hilarious. I had no idea why anybody said it.
And you know what? It had to come down from the powers that be up top, because look, they even have the President of the United States fomenting it with, he could be my son.
Oh, yeah,
that could have been him 34 years ago. I mean, come on. Really? You're telling me this jury upheld basically what is common sense, letter of the law. They're like, yeah, the law. Well, their big mistake is they wanted to get him for the highest charge, which was like premeditated, you know, murder or something like that, or something, manslaughter it probably was, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But
no, I think that's what they were trying, was manslaughter or third degree or something like that. Yeah,
so basically they're shooting for the moon, and they pretty much knew that it was not going to stick. Yeah. And that's what they wanted. And why do you think they dovetailed, we're going to call Paula Deen a racist now, too? So then you get the race thing in everybody's mindset a couple weeks before the verdict. So then all of a sudden you got that on top of the Trayvon thing. So race is just in the air, and then all of a sudden everybody forgets about all the real issues.
And that's kind of funny because everybody knew Paula Deen was racist 20 years ago.
She's from the South.
That's what I'm saying.
Even if you're not overtly racist,
I'm going to say this though. 20 years ago in the South, it was still pretty commonplace to say that kind of stuff. Negro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She admitted to saying Negro, as far as I know. I didn't hear anything worse than that.
I guarantee you she said nigger.
Oh, yeah, I'm guaranteeing you that she did. But that's what she admitted to saying, is she was admitted to saying something like, they're Negroes or something. And then when she was asked about it, she said something along the lines of, well, they're not the other kind because they're professional.
Nice.
So that's what I remember. I might be off on that one.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really give it any time of day. But that was the gist of what I got out of that story, is she basically said they're Negroes, but they're not that other kind because they're professional men.
It's kind of like, that's almost as bad as saying he's very well spoken.
Yeah, well, by golly, son, how can you read?
Exactly. It's just,
do a soft shoe for me. I just think it's funny though that 20 years ago that was commonplace still.
Yeah,
in the South it was. Not up here, but in the South it was.
Yeah, I really don't care to get into an argument about that because the South might as well not even be America.
In some places in the South, it's still commonplace. So
Negro is pretty tame for some places in the South.
Oh yeah,
but it's just, that's what I think that I'm just using Paula Deen because I truly think that she was just a plant. No, just kind of create the social zeitgeist as to race, because that's pretty much the only wedge they had left to divide. And that's all they were doing, is dividing and conquering us.
Oh yeah,
because and now they're basically having drones patrol us. I mean, all this stuff is coming out that is just police state, Big Brother, dystopian, future government style, and this is all getting washed over because some kid went to get Skittles and iced tea and got shot.
And it does make a lot of sense that they would try to bring back the race, because at this point they really didn't have race war going on, and they can only take. And how is dividing the political classes so far?
And the gay marriage thing is pretty much done. That's not really a wedge.
It is done.
Yeah, abortion still pretty healthy wedge, but then they brought back the old race card. And that's the thing that's really strange to me.
But that's what I don't understand, is why it's even a race card. I personally, I have no idea why anybody thought that white people were pissed when OJ got off.
I wasn't. To me, I actually was proud, because I'm like, finally, America has gotten over racism. The only color they care about is green. If you're rich, you can get off. Black, white, doesn't matter.
I didn't care that he got off. That's basically what I got out of the whole thing, was, holy shit.
He was rich enough.
He just spent everything he ever made.
And now he's back in fucking prison like a dipshit. Mm-hmm. How smooth is that? But you know what's great is, just heard about...
he was untouchable.
I heard about this thing where there's a huge conspiracy. This guy wrote a book trying to paint his kid as the one that actually did it. Justin Simpson was the actual murderer. I got to research that further and get back to you.
The actual murderer,
Nicole.
Really?
And Ron. Weird. Yeah, he basically just, took the fall and got off on it because it really wasn't even him. That's an interesting theory. I need to...
I wonder what the motive was.
Because he made a fool of his daddy. Because I don't even think that was like that.
Let's ask Cato.
Yeah, I don't know.
Call him up.
Yeah. But I don't even think it was the same kid. It wasn't like their kid together. Probably from previous marriage. Because if he's old enough to kill somebody when his, half siblings were like little kids when it happened.
Yeah.
The children those two had together. So it's probably, he didn't care. He's like, you making a fool of my daddy. I'm going to go gangster. You fucking around with this little Jewish guy on the side.
Just like Hernandez.
And I'm going to get you. Exactly.
When rich boys reels goes wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Rich boys playing gangsta. That's a sad ass story. Idiot.
Hernandez?
Yeah.
That's not a sad story. Well, that's just an idiot being an idiot who's going to be an idiot regardless of if he's rich or not. He was just going to be an idiot in a different way because he didn't have the money to do it then.
Yeah, but it's just... For somebody to move into like this gorgeous-ass house and just be like, all right, bye, I just killed people for no reason because I wanted to be cool. It's
poetic justice. It's not, it's not sad. It's, oh my God, you fucking idiot. You had it all, and you had to be tough.
Yeah, you just couldn't... Whatever happened, it was with a girl, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No clue. I didn't follow any of it. Well, I did follow some of it just because it was kind of funny.
Just because you're like...
How the media portrayed the startup of it.
Oh, yeah.
It was complete speculation to start with. Complete. But they fucking put it out there like it was... headline news. Like they knew everything about it. They just talked to Hernandez and he confessed.
See, and that's one of the frustrating things that I find about our media. Yeah, it's good to have up to the minute, but I'd rather hear the story the next day or 3 days down the line.
Or just hear the headline. Hernandez charged with murder. More to come.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. And that would have probably helped George Zimmerman out because he was tried in the public eye. Mm-hmm. And then found innocent in the court of law, but he's still
guilty.
So how is that any way, shape, or form fair? That's kind of bullshit in my point of view. I don't think there should be.
Welcome to the American judicial system.
Amen, brother. And when they say justice, they mean just us.
Well, look at it this way: when they had the crack laws. You had crack cocaine 100 times bigger than powder cocaine charges. That makes no sense whatsoever when the only difference between crack cocaine and powder cocaine is adding baking soda water and heating it up. And then you turn it into the crystal and having the crack, the rocks and shit like that. 100 times higher sentence than having the powdered cocaine.
But there's a very legitimate reason for that.
Because what they said was the majority of people that did crack was black.
Exactly, because
they said that, but it wasn't true.
The majority of people that do crack are black.
Yeah, that's not true.
I thought the majority of white people did coke.
Well, there's still a lot of white people that do crack.
Ask Charlie Sheen.
I'm just saying, when you look at the overall population of drug users, Caucasian is definitely up there on everything.
Interesting. Because we can afford it.
Well, and for the longest time, we were the majority of the people.
Yeah. And the other races weren't as stupid as to get hooked on, like, meth and all that junk.
Well, it's just like when we brought alcohol over to the Native Americans. Yeah, they got hooked on that shit. So any other country brings their drugs over to us, and we're just like, oh, I will buy it.
And I will ingest the shit out of it.
I know it's bad for me, but god damn does it feel good.
Huge quantities. Exactly. Oh, if I could get back all the money I've spent on drugs and alcohol. You know how much drugs and alcohol I could buy?
How much?
A lot.
Nice. I'm down on that.
I didn't have anything to come back with.
I'm down on that. Let's go rob a bank and get that money back.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to probably rob.
Come to England.
Yeah, exactly. We might see you next week.
Let's go hit the arsenal. If we're here next week, you didn't hear that plan.
Exactly. And it wasn't us that knocked over the local Wells Fargo.
Yep. Good idea, because now we'll hit the TSCF or whatever, because they won't even be looking there. They'll be looking at Wells Fargo.
Oh, yeah. Diversion.
Yeah, that's... Playing hand tricks.
Yep.
Look over here.
Luckily, this isn't a visual medium.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, okay. We can edit that.
Yeah, exactly. Can I wear the Reagan mask?
We're doing Dead President style, huh?
Well, no, we're going Point Break style.
Point Break.
Remember that flick?
Yeah, that
is. Johnny Utah. The original Johnny Football.
Swayze.
Roadhouse. I probably told you about that, where the Russians got
the contract. Yes.
Did I tell you my joke?
Way to make a double pun again.
But that's why they killed Swayze. They gave him cancer because he was going to prevent the next Red Dawn.
Didn't he have asshole cancer?
I thought he had throat cancer from smoking.
Ooh.
That's what I thought, because he was a smoker to the end, too. He's like, screw it. I'm dead.
It's kind of amazing how many actors are actually smokers in the the condition they are.
Like who?
Well, Stephen Dorff. He even comes out and says he's been a smoker like 20 years.
He just started those commercials for the blue cigarette.
But he was a smoker for like 20 years. How do you do those kind of workouts to get ripped like that and be a smoker? I don't understand it.
Well, you just are naturally that good.
Yeah?
When you're just toning tone, it's pretty easy.
Well, I suppose it all has to do with if you're doing a movie, a year ahead of time, so you get a personal chef that...
And a lot of people that smoke workout. Well,
I understand workout. I'm just saying, usually you're not in that good a shape because you don't work out that long.
And typically, people that are into their health and body don't smoke.
Yeah.
That's just kind of a prerequisite. It's like, I'm really into my health.
Yeah, I don't know too many professional athletes that smoke cigarettes, so...
They smoke a lot of weed, but they don't smoke many cigarettes.
You're not supposed to say that on the air.
Why not?
It's because now the FCC's coming for us, damn it. This podcast is over.
That's why podcasting is amazing. There is no FCC.
Oh, they're coming.
Well, of course they're going to regulate the internet.
And then they're going to charge people for it, too.
That's what SOPA or CISPA and all that shit was about. Mm-hmm. They basically wanted to shut this kind of stuff down. That's why we are podcasting pirate radio style. Arg. I saw this great thing, one of those e-cards. Have you ever seen those where they have like the little line drawings and the stupid little sayings and stuff like that? Okay. There's this one that had a picture of a pirate, and it goes, "Drinking rum before 10 a.m. makes you a pirate, not an alcoholic." I just thought it was so great.
That was good. That's sitcom style right there.
I know.
Makes you a pirate, not an alcoholic. I like it. I'm going to get my stamp right there.
Your walrus of approval?
Yep. Oh, that's grand. I don't know how to follow that.
Yeah, exactly. So what's new in your life, sir? Read any good books lately? Watch any good movies? See any good cancets?
I will honestly say I saw a horrible movie that I thought was going to be funny.
Ooh, do tell.
Identity Thief.
Oh, really?
I thought it was going to have a couple of good moments in it.
Was it all in the previews? All the good moments?
Those weren't even in the movie. Like, not in the order that they were in, anyway.
Oh.
But Leo wanted to see it, so I was thinking, it's kind of fuck it, why not,
Yeah.
And watching it, and you know how Dumb and Dumber was funny because it was slapstick humor.
Yeah, exactly.
And they put that in there. It was just like, no, this is not being serious. This is two idiots doing it. I mean, it was basically two stooges. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This movie, they were basically trying to do the type of slapstick, but make it into like a more serious movie. Like, you've got to do this, and this works this way, and this does this way. And I understand you had to set it up like that to have the premise of the movie the way that it was. Mm-hmm. But, oh my God, was it absolutely ridiculous. It was just to the point where it was not funny. They were trying to be funny.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So they're basically trying to recapture, like, Bridesmaids? Or was it just terrible? They weren't even going for that at all, or what?
Okay, I'm not going to be giving anything away from the movie because this happens in the first couple of minutes. His identity gets taken.
What?
She starts spending all of his money. He works for a financial firm that he hates and finds out one day that they decide that they're just going to walk out. And they ask him, you want to walk out with us? And you'll be our chief financial dude. So
they're starting their own?
Yep. So he walks out, and then as soon as they start working in the new firm, then they do all the credit checks and everything like that. And they're like, dude, you've got outstanding loans, you've got back payments on stuff. And
nice.
We can't have that here. And so then he calls in the police saying that his identity has been stolen, and the police go, yeah, well, we can't do anything here in Colorado. If she comes up here and she spends money, we can do something. He's like, what? Yeah, if she's down in Florida, you got to contact the local police down there, and they'll do something.
Yeah, right.
First of all, that's not how that fucking works. So then he ends up doing this whole thing about like, whoa, wait. So how about this? If you give me a week, I'll go down there and I'll get her and have her come up here and explain to you that she stole my identity so that I can keep my job. Meanwhile, you could be listening in on it.
What?
Yeah, that's the whole premise of the movie. That's why he goes down to Florida to get her. Is he's going to bring her up?
Terrible.
Yeah.
How would Jason Bateman even sign on to that?
I don't know.
A paycheck movie. Holy
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. He's got isn't he married to Rebecca Romaine?
No idea.
So he's the fat kid in Stand By Me?
No, that was
that's not Jason Bateman though.
No, Jason Bateman's the brother of, what is it?
The other guy.
No, Justine Bateman from the Michael Fox show. What is that? Growing Pains?
Yes.
Yeah, nailed it. I'm always really bad with TV show names, especially from back then.
Oh, I just think it's funny though. Yeah, it has nothing to do with any. Yeah, it was just stupid. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
So you give it a very enthusiastic thumbs down?
That would be pretty nice, actually.
Okay, on the Reckner shit scale of 1 to 5 piles.
The funniest part of the whole movie was a dude that had one line in the whole thing.
And it was just some bit player that wasn't like a main character.
Don't even know who he is.
Maybe he's going to get his own show.
I'm just saying, he was the funniest part of the whole movie.
What was the line?
I'm not going to say it, because that would give away the funniest part of the movie, and I'm not doing that.
I'm not going to see it.
Well, then I will say it fair.
Say spoilers.
No.
And then they'll just turn it off.
Will not do it.
Fucking douche.
You can't say the line anyway, because it would take it way out of context to the movie, and then it wouldn't be funny if you watched it or not.
Oh, so it was like...
It was a situational
dinner.
It was a situational point where he went, oh, no, no, no. And
was he Japanese?
Yes.
Oh, crazy.
And
I'm glad Japanese are getting main roles in movies these days. That's pretty good. I mean, because usually they're stereotyped and pigeonholed and just serving food or being kamikaze.
Hurry up and bite.
Yeah, exactly. That's Korean. That's fine. They're all the same to me.
Coming off the racist. Seriously, we should have a warning on this thing. Warning: this episode could be very racist.
Very racist. It's not so much racist as stereotype laden. Because I don't have any hate in my heart when I say these things.
Yeah, but I'm going to call you a racist regardless.
That's fine.
Fucking racist.
I'm more of a xenophobe than a racist.
You're Italian. You hate white people.
I do. I hate most people. But that is beside the point. And we're going to save that for my new podcast.
Could I be called peopleist then?
Peopleist?
Yeah, I hate people.
Oh. People less?
Instead of racist, I'd be peopleist?
I don't know. You've dumbfounded
Peopleist?
No. You're going to abandon that. And that's pretty much...
as far as it goes.
Yes, exactly.
Don't ever do that again or I will slap you.
Exactly. Now I'm just being very judgmental towards you.
Yeah. Now you're Samist.
You have directed the eye of Sauron to me with my racist comments.
Well, that's okay. I'll take it.
You're like, I'm used to. You should see my wife's eye of Sauron. Hey-o! Is that bad, dirty?
I think it can be taken a lot of different ways.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
She does only have one eye. The right one was poked out in a tragic bicycle accident.
What, low-hanging branch?
No seat.
She does not know how to ride a bicycle.
I didn't say she was riding it.
The worst part is that makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Nope.
but it's funny. All right. How do we go from there?
Oh, my cycloptic wife.
Yes, exactly. Was it brown or pink?
What, the seat?
The eye.
So,
what?
Next subject.
Detroit broke city.
Yeah, it did break.
Poor guys. But hey, you know, all I gotta think about is, I remember Ross Perot telling us back in that whole NAFTA debate.
Can I finish?
About that joke circa 1993.
You don't get to pull that one out anymore, though, man.
Because you references the NAFTA debate.
Exactly. Who talks about Ross Perot anymore?
I know, but what I'm trying to say is, as I recall, he was pretty right, because he said once the whole trade agreements and this, you know, shipping jobs overseas, the first thing that's going to collapse is Detroit, and then Indiana, you know, probably Indianapolis, over to Pittsburgh, and, you know, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, that little crazy bastard is getting to be proven pretty right.
Yeah. And if I do recall, he actually was just like, I will write a check right now and keep this from going bust.
Exactly.
Let me open up my billfold here. I just happen to have the exact amount that this country needs.
Does he have that one special $1 billion coin that they wanted to mint or whatever the fuck that was?
Made a lot of money in oil.
Is he still alive? Yeah, he's got to be still alive. We would have known if he died.
Google Ross Perot.
Net worth. But yeah, so I was just thinking about that. You know, I was like, the tough economic times we were in, and then Detroit goes bankrupt. I remember Ross Perot saying something about this, and goddamn it, he was right. So maybe Al Gore was full of shit.
What about Man Bear Pig?
About the internet.
He didn't invent it?
Well, he did. I mean, come on. He was on the subcommittee that allocated the funds for it. That's practically inventing it.
Damn straight. That's doing the legwork right there.
When you control the purse strings, Sam, you're the most important person.
Exactly.
That isn't every CEO and president.
They name it after you, not the guy who made it.
Exactly. Like Steve. Oh, I love that Bill Burr bit where he's
Steve
talking
Jobs
about
didn't make shit.
Yeah, he didn't make shit. That was so great. That was like right after he died too.
It's perfect sense though. Those guys don't make anything, but they get the satisfaction of walking in front of millions of people and going, "Look at how fucking cool this is!"
Yeah, like, woo! I did this. You can touch your phone screen, and it does things.
Yeah.
You want to look at porn? Look right here.
And the best part about that kind of stuff is nobody invented the entire thing. It was an evolution of 50 different things put into one.
Okay, and basically, didn't it start primarily just as, like, if every communication system goes down, we have this hardwired network of these computers so we can still communicate across the country. It was like Cold War.
It was basically to the point where what they wanted to do is they wanted to make a cellular type structure in case something went down, like you were talking about. If we had to go completely off the grid for power, these places were supposed to be self-sufficient with their own generators and stuff like that. And then the military could communicate coast to coast with each other. Well, once they got that down, they were just like, well, that was really expensive. How do we get some of this back?
Putting porn on it.
Let's sell it to companies. So AT&T started making cell phones. And they were the size of a fucking briefcase.
Yeah, I remember my uncle had one of those briefcase cell phones. That was pretty spy tech back then.
Yeah, that was also, like, probably why he died.
He didn't die.
Damn it! That would have made that story awesome. The amount of radiation from that fucking suitcase. He does have a neat parlor trick, though. His testicles glow in the dark.
That is quite interesting. He's won a lot of back alley bets at bars.
What's that light in your pants? Really? You want to ask?
$5.
Yep.
And I will show you.
10 to touch it. What do I get for 15?
Well, what you get for 15 is, you remember when you were a kid and you had a flashlight and you used to stick it in your mouth to see the light shine through your cheek?
That just recharges the glow.
You almost did a spit take there.
Did a brain. Oh, Jesus. Well, the show was getting really good, and all of a sudden went right back down to where we were.
Oh, it always goes blue. It always goes blue.
And boom goes the dynamite.
That should be our new sign-off. And boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, good times.
Good times. Well, we might as well just call it for today then, huh?
Yeah, we are getting kind of giggly on this.
Yep, exactly. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the latest edition of Cautionary Tales from the Red Chair. I'm Jake Chalitsky.
Sam Reckner.
Come the revolution!